Hello again and welcome. In this one, we're going to talk about pretty much the most important thing that we can talk about when related to programming in general, let alone Python, and that is classes/objects. So what are classes? A class is a collection of code that you can think of as a template, in that you may want to have something that's an object, something that you can interact with that would be unique for each instance of that. Think, for example, fruit. It's a classic one. In fact, let's just go ahead and dive into it. Let's define fruit. Yes, we're going to use a capital F in our class definition. We're going to set some variables. These variables are accessible only within this fruit when we define them inside of the class. This variable will be color. Let's start with red. Let's just go ahead and start with that to begin with, and then let's define a function. This function is going to be, we'll call it describe. And we have to add self in here. I'll go into the reasons for that later, but just for now, just deal with it. So we have this function called describe. And what we're going to do is we're going to put out, this is we're going to say string colored fruit. Okay. And what we're going to do is we're going to say apple equals fruit. And we're going to say orange equals fruit. Now what we're going to do is we're going to say apple.color equals green. And we're going to say apple.describe. There you go. As you can see, it says this is a $S colored fruit. And that's because we didn't actually bring the color in. Now, the interesting thing about this is we have to use self to refer to this object's own variables. Otherwise, it would try to get color from outside as if the color were here. So what we're going to do is we're going to say self color, and that's going to refer to this color right here. So let's go ahead and run it, and it'll now say it's a green colored fruit. But we did not write that whole function each time for each different fruit. But let's go ahead and take a look at our orange and change the color to orange. And then let's just go ahead and describe that. And you'll see we now have a green colored fruit as well as an orange colored fruit. This is really cool. We can do things like ripe equals false, edible equals false. And then we could say something like def grow ripe equals true. Let's say self.ripe. And then here we can say self.etable equals true. And then we can print this fruit has grown. So let's go ahead and check here. We're going to say our apple.color equals green. We already got that there. But let's go ahead and we describe it up here. So let's go ahead and hide the orange here and move it up. And then let's go ahead and change our color. Let's say that as it ripens, it turns golden yellow. All right, and then we're going to describe this again. All right, you'll see here that even though it's the exact same variable, it's the exact same apple, we've just changed the color. So not only have we changed the color, we've also left everything else the same. So let's go ahead and .grow it. Let's grow it and see what happens. Okay, the fruit has grown, but let's go ahead and describe it again. Or actually, in this case, let's go ahead and just print apple.ripe. See, it's true. Let's go ahead and print that beforehand. It's false. So basically what we did is we created some encapsulated functionality that all fruits could use that could be different. It's really useful for things like, let's say you have a user, right? Something that all users have is a name, a last name, a full name. So you could define a class user, define variables, first name, last name, etc., and access that data at any time, modify that data for that single user, and it will not affect other users, but the code is shared, so we don't have to rewrite this code over and over and over. And that is the power of classes and objects. I hope you enjoyed, and I hope you learned something. Thank you very much. Please join me on the next one. Have a good one.